What's lurking in your bathroom, your shower, and your personal care products? I'm Jackie Elmer, lowertoxiclife.com. 168 toxic chemicals. This is the daily average that an American applies to their body and ingests through their skin and mouth on a daily basis. So let's assess your bathroom and your shower and the personal care products that you use. Everything from toothpaste to mouthwash, deodorant, shampoo and hair care, hairsprays, conditioners, hair masks that we use, shaving products, deodorant, face wash, toners, serums, moisturizers, body moisturizers. The list goes on and on and on. Antibacterial products that we use on our skin. All of these contain a number of chemicals that, as I mentioned, add up to over 168 on a daily basis for the average American. We live in a toxic soup. I've said that before. And you might read the chemical amount on one particular product and think, oh, well, that's not so much, which is how all of these get approved. But when you start adding all of this up together on a daily basis, including the plastics that we store our food in, plastic water bottles that we drink out of, and of course the food that we eat, that is why we live in a toxic soup, and that is why our bodies very often live in a state of constant inflammation, which adds to weight gain, resistant weight loss, brain fog, lack of sleep, infertility, and other issues. I mentioned those plastics. Did you know that there are studies that show that the average American, again, consumes about a credit card size of plastic on a weekly basis? Can you imagine sitting down to eat this once a week? Most of us wouldn't do that, and yet that's what's coming into our bodies on a regular weekly basis. Now you can check out where I do this research by going to citations.lowertoxiclife.com, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I spend a lot of time deep diving research and I cite all of my work. As I've mentioned in other videos, let's shoot for the 80-20 principle. Most of us aren't purists. We're going to be out and about. We're going to be exposed to toxicity on a regular basis. Sometimes we have to use plastic water bottles. Sometimes we're in a hotel and we don't necessarily have the personal care product that we need. But as long as we're aware and we make that 80-20 goal, then we're going to be much better off and cure many of the things that ail us. A confused mind says no. So today you're going to come away with a few simple hacks that you can do to begin to lower the toxicity in your bathroom and shower and through your personal care products. Coconut oil is one of my favorite go-to products. And again, if you go to lowertoxiclife.com, you can get that guide, and I'm going to have recipes and simple hacks in there for how you can use coconut, and I like to get organic coconut, to replace so many different things. I use coconut oil as a makeup remover. I use it for a hair mask and to oil my hair. I simply mix it with a little bit of activated charcoal and use it as a tooth whitener and a toothpaste a lot of times. Sometimes I'll drop a little bit of peppermint essential oil for breath freshener, but it's amazing what it will do to clean your teeth. Now, again, I'm not a dentist, but I've definitely noticed my teeth whitening as I have used this process. So try out coconut oil for your skin, for your makeup remover, and interestingly, this works a little bit as a sunscreen as well. Offers about 30 minutes of protection when you're out in the sun. Now, a lot of us like to use body scrubs and facial scrubs, and I make my own with Redmond's sea salt, almond oil, although you could substitute coconut oil, and a little bit of essential oil, and I like lavender. You mix it together, I store it in a glass container, and boom, I have my own body scrub with no added chemicals. And speaking of glass jars, I also make my own shea butter with 6 simple ingredients, and I will be sharing that with you at lowertoxiclife.com in my simple guide. What tips do you have? And are you subscribed to the channel so that you get the next video where we're going to deep dive into the environmental products that are in your home? What are you currently using that's highly toxic to clean your home with? Think about how often you get something out to clean and your nose just goes crazy, or you smell those fumes and your body starts reacting. Make sure you're subscribed so you get that video. Now, let's quickly talk about deodorant. Now, most of us use deodorant, and the name brands that we're used to are full of toxic chemicals. But there is an alternative out there with Lume that you can order, links below, that is a non-toxic approach to cleaning up your pits, getting rid of that smell, and feeling fresh all day long. Now, I know, especially as women, a lot of us are used to our perfumes and scents, but I'm going to tell you, fragrance was one of the most highly toxic chemicals that there are. And unfortunately, they're allowed to put these into the marketplace, at least here in the US, with no disclosure as to what is actually in them. Again, go to citations.lowertoxiclife.com where I have some details for you. But you can simply begin to replace with essential oils a lot of what you used. You might have to play around a little bit. I remember patchouli was a big spice essential oil that was used back in the 80s, and a lot of people still use it today. So go to your local health food store, look for some healthy essential oil alternatives, and see what you can replace out with your fragrances. In the meantime, if you must use them, spray them on your clothing and not on your neck and your skin and those different areas. I'm Jackie Ulmer, lowertoxiclife.com. I'll see you on the next video.